Welcome back to KMOT First News at 6. I'm John Jacklin. Well, this fall, Minot High boys soccer is looking for its 16th straight state tournament appearance. The starting 11 will look much different from seasons past. There are only 3 seniors on this year's squad compared to 13 in 2024. Those 13 seniors accounted for 33 of the team's 45 goals scored in WDA play. The Magi do return their leader in assists, however, Dylan Oswalt. The junior goes from being one of the youngest starters to one of the oldest. He plans to continue to provide the creative spark in the attacking midfield as Minot has new starting forwards.
Last year with Dylan Jackson and Justice, we really used their speed. But this year, obviously younger guys, Tayson Jr., so he has speed, but we also need to just keep the ball and then play it through. And I think we'll be really good at keeping the ball and maintaining possession this year. We do have a lot of sophomores and freshmen on the varsity team this year. So hopefully just make them feel confident and trust themselves because they all have a lot of skill, and I think we could do good this year.
And we will hear more from the Magicians tonight at 10. Well, staying on the pitch, the Northern Sun Conference announced its preseason coaches poll for soccer today. Minot State sits in 8th place. The Beavers finished in a tie for 5th place last season and advanced to the conference tournament championship game and barely missed out on the national tournament. Reigning NSIC champs Minnesota State tops the poll. UMary is picked 6th. The newcomer Jamestown tied with Sioux Falls at 13th. Now MSU's first regular season game is September 4th against Regis University in Denver. And that's all we have in sports. We'll be right back.